all right, settle down everyone. This week we are covering an animal that has been on my mind, not because he is a good boy, I already know the answer to that, but because he is very, very confusing. We are discussing the octopus. Now, before we start, let me just confirm for my human who is certainly watching. Yes, you left the back door open for 2 minutes, but I did not chase anything, and everything is fine. Back to the octopus. The first fact you need to know is that this animal has 3 hearts. 3. As a scientist, I find this incredibly disorganized. Why? Because I'm a Jack Russell Terrier. I have one powerful loyalty heart, and it is entirely devoted to my human and finding things to chase. What does an octopus do with 3 hearts? Is one for running, one for hiding, one for, I don't know, worrying about being cold? 'Tis inefficient. I bet they can't even decide which heart to listen to when the human calls. Speaking of inefficiency, they have blue blood. Blue! That is not regulation. If I were an octopus, I would spend less time changing my blood color and more time being a dependable, one-hearted good boy. And that's just the start of the confusion. The octopus is often called an escape artist. They can squeeze their entire body through any hole larger than their eyeball because they have virtually no bones. No bones! I actually admire this because it means he has tremendous focus and determination. But I also find it highly suspicious. If I, Bartholomew T. Terrier, didn't have bones, I would just be a wet pile of skin and high energy, and how would I stand guard at the front window? See, being all bone-free sounds fun for escaping, but terrible for standing your ground. Which brings me to the whole intelligence thing. They say the octopus is one of the smartest invertebrates. They can open jars, they use tools, they solve puzzles. And every time a human says that, they look over at me, which is deeply insulting. My human hides treats and things I can't open, and the only reason I don't solve the puzzle is because it's faster to just beg until the human gives in. That is advanced problem solving. But this octopus thinks he's so smart, he changes his color. Camouflage! He can instantly mimic the texture of rocks or seaweed to hide. Cowardly! He's running from a fight! I am highly visible at all times because a predator should know where I am so I can properly engage them in a chase. I am calling him out. I can take him, absolutely. If I see one, I'm gonna catch it. I just need a human to lend me a very large bucket and perhaps a snorkel, maybe a fishing net. I'm determined, but I'm also smart enough to use equipment. Wait. I'm being told a giant Pacific octopus can weigh up to 150 pounds. That is the size of a very, very, very large human. And he has a sharp beak. A beak like a bird but underwater. And no feathers. This is not how nature is supposed to work. I don't care about the blue blood or the 3 hearts. The beak is where I draw the line. It's too confusing, and I don't like confusing things near my human. My final conclusion is that the octopus is an intelligent, high IQ, tool-using, bone-free weirdo with a terrible fashion sense and too many hearts. I could catch him, but I wouldn't know what to do with him after I won. So I'm going to recommend that we leave the octopus alone for now. It's too wet, too smart, and too much like a very large, grumpy sock. Next week we're covering something easier, like maybe a badger. I bet he likes to fetch. Ooh,